We live? Hey guys, this is Wolfie. It's a little bit late, so I'm gonna try to tone it down just a tad a little bit. And I am a little, a little up on the Benjamin. It's kicking in a little bit. Not really Benjamin, more like the edible, I should say. Anyway, we're gonna watch the NFL training camp highlights that was made 9 days ago. So this is before preseason. The video may be a little bit laggy for some of y'all, but for the most part, it should catch up as long as I don't pause. So I'm going to try my best to not pause, and if I do pause, it's going to be because I'm going to go on a rant. Anyway, I just kind of went on one. Let's go ahead and watch this video of training camp. Oh, whoa, is that a fist? Oh, no, it's just, okay, all right. Well, that's a bad start. All right, here we go.
He's done an outstanding job. He continues to lead through the way he works. He continues to lead through his communication with his teammates and bringing them along. He continues to lead by grabbing one of his teammates and making them better based off of his play and the things that he's seen. So he's been awesome on the field with the things that you can see, and he's been awesome off the field with the things you can't see. And that's just Jalen continuing to develop as a player in all aspects. And man, I'm excited for him to continue to grow as a player and be the best football player he can possibly be. He's had an outstanding start.
There's not a lot of mental errors from these guys, Chick. So they do know it. They've put the work in. Now we're going to keep encouraging them to push it to max speed to see where they can take it. But overall, as a class, they've really put in good work. I like the body.
Wait, Jalen Hurts. I mean,
for the players,
what year is this? Really still having to get better. I'm saying,
you're not going to see a lot of hazing and that kind of stuff. Pledges with their little brothers that they're bringing along to help us win, and that's the only reason any of us are here. And so I wanted to make sure I was very clear about that.
The right thing is to practice the right way. You have pads on. Again, there should be a lot of energy, but you have to get good at your craft. It's playing with good pad level, good feet, good hands, still taking care of one another. But there's obviously an added element to the contact part of it. But we don't want to practice bad habits. And again, it's training camp. It's hot. It's competitive. There's always going to be some type of shoving and things like that, but we want to practice the right way and carry those habits onto the field.
This is a time where we're starting to shift gears.
These aren't even highlights, dog.
Stress these guys out more with cooperation, things like that, and really challenge our guys mentally to stay on their game. And it's always, these are the hardest practices, in my opinion, because you're going from install to install. You got new things every day, and at the end of it, we're really trying to get our techniques and fundamentals.
I guess there's the highlights. So that's talking and highlights.
We spent some time today just as a team. I mean, that's where we got to hit the target, while we're here. So we're in a good spot. If you look at from our evaluation, our internal data, but it is normal training camp. I just want to see us take a step, and particularly pad level. And
these are some like terrible training camp
highlights. Run games look really good. From an offensive perspective, but overall, once you put our D-line in pads, they're pretty tough to deal with, and it's showing its face, especially in critical downs, critical situations. So it's been competitive back and forth. I could say this last year, there were in our team comp periods, there were blowout wins, and this year it's been back and forth throughout camp. So excited about the direction it's going. Still got a long way to go on both sides in all three phases, really. But overall, it's been good.
There are definitely guys that are showing up.
I keep staring at Aaron Rodgers' legs because that's where he tore his shit. So I just keep staring at his legs as he's running. Like, is there anything different?
And really, two phases. Like, let's count special teams as well. And it's good to see those guys get better. And I told you guys this during my presser that I'm in the business of developing good men before good players. But if we want to win games, we have to have good players. And it's exciting to see guys like Ox take that step forward. Those guys are doing a good job of getting better and contributing. And, I got this feeling when we met with Drake in Carolina, just his overall mental toughness and competitiveness. And he understands that it's not always going to be clean. I will say this, he's handled it very well. I know that the players will enjoy working with him, and he's a competitor.
Yeah, I mean, we have those 4 or 5 days, whatever it was, of ramp-up days, and now we're into pads, and now we're playing the real game. So the techniques and fundamentals, some of that still doesn't change. We've been working on those, and it's important that those carry forward today when we're in pads. It's growth. It's, what is tomorrow better than today? Today's it's new, and it'll be like kind of getting hit by a wave. It's going to come fast and probably pretty physical. So it'll be new for him.
Yeah, I think this team is in the midst of, on a daily basis, developing their own identity. And, it's something that builds for a long time. And, I think we're eager to get back in there. It's a place that we take pride in, to have an advantage, give the people what they want. It will be fun to get back in there. 6 days? That's right.
We felt obviously pretty comfortable with him after that 22 season and to move forward. And, I think even last year, early on, obviously the season started out great versus Chicago, and then we had a couple setbacks, but I think it was just, there was like many people, many quarterbacks or many younger players in this league, there's some inconsistencies that can show up. But the thing that's so impressive about him is just how resilient he is. Never gets phased, just continues to fight. And I think that says a lot about him. And I think that's a big reason why we're standing here today talking about him, is just the resiliency that he has and the kind of teammate he is and the work that he's going to put in. So it's awesome to see him get rewarded for that.
I don't, dude. 55 million for half a season, bro. Call me a hater. I don't give a crap, dude. Half a season. Imagine if Brock Purdy got that after the year where he got his PCL torn. Imagine if he got paid after that. That's what it's like, man. It's just like, oh, he's coming off this high. So I just find it unbelievable, man. It's so crazy. Half a season.
I think where we are right now as a football team, because we do have some young key spots, I think we do have to see that. But I think as you grow as a mature, as a football team, I think you can adjust that. I think if you feel you're getting really good practice reps, you get some ones-on-ones, good on good, and you got a couple joint practices, that could
scrunches his body.
Every year's different. Your team's different every single year, and you just do what you're,
it's kind of like tightens up.
Think what is the best for that particular year. Be authentic. Be yourself. That's good enough. Trust me. We're working right. We got winning habits here.
Well, this is lame. I'm not really into this, so I'm gonna go ahead
winning
and
habits.
I'm gonna find
right things are gonna go right, and just
highlights.
You guys can see it. The way we practice, the way we finish, the way we hustle on the backside. We just got to keep
guys,
the lines. I want to see that physical part. I want to have that. Hopefully, that shows that we're physical on the front lines in terms of operation, in terms of our culture. All those things are there.
Yeah, I think it all goes back to emphasizing that play style, identity for a team. When you talk about 53 guys, doing different jobs, 11 guys on offense and defense, it will look different. It's hard to just classify it as one thing. So I think that play style term really allows our coaches and our coordinators to really emphasize the things that they want to see. And it just so happens that I've kind of sat back and listened to a lot of those conversations amongst the players and coaches alike. And a lot of those things counteract against each other. So what that gives you is
that's what we have. I tried looking for something
where there are drill winners and losers. There are, plays that we force on defense that we cannot let happen on offense, or vice versa. But you kind of know based upon day to day, you walk off the field, did we get the value out of what the
I gotta change the name of this video
was for the day? And I would say without question we did yesterday. We're still going. We're starting to, try to really stack days in this training camp phase of this finite amount of time before we get into preseason games, joint practices, where we're really trying to grow it on a daily basis.
When you get put in these pressure situations, or you get in these moments where, man, you're fatigued, it's hot, and I just went 8 reps in a row. Who is going to be able to focus?
I'm blanking on the head coach's name right now. I'm sorry, I'm tired, a little baked right now. But
or the details of
every time he speaks, man, you just kind of feel it. He's got a vibe of like everything. Every time he speaks, it's like there's a speech.
I'm going to break this route exactly.
He's about to just break out into a speech.
That's ultimately what you're looking for. The guys that don't, man, they're unfazed, right? Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but it's clear that in those moments where some of these things can make you mentally weak, right? That's what fatigue does to you. They can focus in those moments, and they can will their bodies to do what they ask it to do. That's what we're looking for.
Certain things we really want to see in this environment. Really, we're just trying to check the runners, man. You're not afforded the opportunity to warm up quarterback protection, and so we're always
Call me a hater, but I don't know if you guys seen the meme of the football player from that one show where he's pretending to throw the ball. The director told him he has to throw the ball, but the camera's super close, so he has to pretend to throw it. So he just kind of throws it like this, and it looks stupid as shit. It's kind of his throwing motion. Kind of reminds me of that.
interested in how that group.
It's not like that, but it reminds me of
drill.
that.
I thought they did a really nice job.
Watch.
It was a good start. A lot of ebb and flow,
that's not
man, a
him.
lot of quality
Yeah, that's
work.
definitely not that.
We'll keep doing that,
That
man.
was
This
soft.
tape is gold from a teaching and learning perspective. And so I'm excited
Seconds.
about having the opportunity to put it on this afternoon and start that process and the effort to have more clarity and better performance tomorrow. We just keep
I'm gonna
pushing
tickle
forward.
you.
Man, there's a finite amount of work out here, man. It's a limited opportunity in today's NFL.
I'm gonna get you.
Availability is big. Guys got to get back. Guys have to stay up. It's just a component of this time of year as they work to stay the case for themselves and sort themselves out.
Yeah, well, we'll still be in camp mode all the way through in terms of our preparation. It's situational football, install.
Lamar Jackson, your
we'll be
regular
working,
season hero.
Trying to get reps and all the things that we're going to have to do throughout the course of the season. We won't be getting ready for the game. And so it really doesn't, the mindset really doesn't change. It's camp mode, through all these games. We will be thinking about yardage and speeds and rest and different things to get our guys ready to roll
dude.
when
That's
they
a
need to
trip.
be ready to roll.
Bro
Certain
doesn't look
guys for
washed.
Preseason games, certain guys for the regular season. What I'm most pleased with probably is just the mindset of the team. Love the mindset of the team, how hard they work, how good their attitude is, how up for anything they are, and how hard they practice and how locked in they've been.
There's a lot. We just want to get a lot of work in. It really is, with games and joint practices, there's not a ton.
Season games, certain guys for the regular season. What I'm
Wanna
most pleased
see
with
that-
probably is just
that
the
effort.
mindset of the team. Love the mindset of the team, how hard they work, how good their attitude
I wanna
is,
see this
how
effort.
up for anything they are, and how hard they practice and how locked in they've been.
He's a
there's
stiff.
lot.
He's more of a
we just
heavy
wanna
runner,
get a
so
lot
I
of work
understand
in.
why.
And
But I
it
just
really
think it's
is, with games and joint practices, there's not a ton of practice time once you start playing your first game against Tampa Bay. Really, if you look at the calendar, there's not a lot before final cuts, and so just trying to make sure our team
Fucking
is prepared
Chase.
for the first week of the season. What work do we need to get
pulling an
done?
Ayuk right now.
And so these games factor into that.
I think year to year, and we've talked about this before, you are constantly trying to stay ahead of it. And I've talked about offensive football.
Dub
evolves,
Browns.
and it evolves year to year. If you go back and watch tape from 10 years ago, it really does not look like football nowadays. So where is it going? What are the different things that people are doing? What are the
Can I just say, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree with me, and I've heard this from a couple of creators as well. Jameis Winston at first was kind of annoying, made fun of him and stuff, but he kind of became a football NFL treasure. Like, he's such a relief in all the bullshit that ever happens in the NFL. Like, every time he speaks, whatever it may be, he's just a hoot. He's just a hoot. And I hope that it's not because of concussions and stuff like that he's kind of woo. But I don't wish concussions on anyone. I've had it. It sucks. But if that's just naturally him, man, that's awesome. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a good dude. So start the vid,
different
man.
types of, call it motion, different types of runs.
Well, the stream,
different
guys,
passing
hit that
games,
like
whatever they
button,
are.
sub
So
like
for us,
content.
every single year we're looking at that. I think we're really fortunate to have some really smart football coaches on our offensive staff that have been exposed to different things that we can put it all together and see what fits us best, as opposed to just putting, something together, just on the chalkboard, if you will. We want to do things that we feel like fits our guys really well.
I think in the off season more than anything. I mean, right
Let's
now when you're in those guys 2 months,
let's
it's great to
go.
get them
Bang,
the season,
bang.
but then I actually feel more responsible because you haven't prepared them for the season. And
Brock.
the whole goal is to get to the season and be ready to play football, and that's why you do have to push guys in camp. I feel we've been one of the healthier teams in the league coming out in these first 5 games and stuff, and I feel that's because
Pearsall hasn't done shit
so
in
you got to be
camp.
real smart with that and get guys prepared. I do think in the off season though, like especially this year, how long the off season or how short it's been, I think it's a mental break just
Lock
as much
Purdy.
as anything. Guys not here as much in phase 1 and phase 2. Guys who've been around and stuff that didn't nearly bother me as much in the past. I mean, guys needed to get away. We know what we put into this. We know how long it goes, and not just with your body, but the mind, I think, more than anything.
If you just look at what a player has to do to maximize themselves. So, I tell the players all the time, like our roles, we're all here for one reason. That's to serve the players. The player's role is to maximize themselves. So we try to lay it out for them. Here's what that means. And my opinion, there's 5 ways that they kind of do that: physical, scheme, tactics, brain, health. You got to be working. They're all kind of interlaced together.
Like, he's
You gotta be
barely
working
running,
on
but
all
for some
5
reason
at
I'm
the-
impressed.
Really every day. And we have the people in place here.
He's
that
barely
are
doing shit, and I
responsible
look at him
for
like,
all
wow, he
5,
actually looks really good.
And I might be, responsible for these couple, and there might be a person that's just responsible for one thing. But that's what I mean by serving the players. Like those people are here
James
for
Conner's
those
still in the
guys to
league?
maximize those buckets. So
I think consistent improvement, and some of that you have to have some patience isn't something that I'm very familiar with, as you know. But I think there's an
What is that,
understanding of let's
Cam?
keep building, especially if
What
you've
was
got some
that?
guys that are getting reps for the
Going
first
from his
time
feet
based on
to-
some people that we do have out. And so what I think is helpful is no season is ever the same, but there are different experiences you can draw on. These provide opportunities to learn, to test things. We don't approach it
Jimmy
like
G,
a game
I
plan,
think.
so we're running a lot of base things. Really, I thought it was excellent to be able to see the differences in the schematics that we're giving each other to be able to really ultimately prepare for the season. So what I'm interested in is guys improving every single day. And I think a lot of guys have done that. Our job is to be able to get this roster ready to go, and we're going to continue to focus on that. But make no mistake about it, some of the things I saw, particularly offensively, got way high.
I just want to say this real quick. Matthew Stafford is going to have so much like pain when he retires because he's had so many injuries. Like, Jesus Christ, I feel bad for that dude. Well, at the same time, I don't, because he's like a millionaire and he's fine and it's not like concussed or anything. Doesn't have CTE that I know of. So, but I mean, he's gonna have a lot of pain after football, dude. Just, yeah.
Higher standards, all right, than what we looked like today, consistently down in and down out.
And I think the Cardinals are gonna be better.
I think we're still chasing
this
that.
year.
I think the guys are bought in. It's great tape to coach off of. It's great tape to
Sam
evaluate
Howell.
on, but let's say far away. But we're
I'm a
ways
Howell
out right
believer.
now, but we have plenty.
I don't
we
think
have
he's
time to
great
do
or
it. We just
anything,
gotta
but I do
make sure we
think he's
take
starting
advantage of each
quarterback
day. It's a mentality. Whatever happens, physically,
That's more of a
mentally,
hopeful
as things
thing,
go,
but-
it's how we confront things. We don't want to shy away from challenges as a team or whatever. And that's just kind of how we take it on.
We were better yesterday than we were the day before that. I think we were mentally into it. We were quite a bit of energy and juice, and we were charged. I feel like we're well coached. The two things.
Jimmy G's number 11. Okay, I thought so. I kind of saw it, like, no homo or anything here, but like I saw the glistening off his skin, just the heavenly gates was like shining off of him. That's like it's got Jimmy Garoppolo vibes, So anyway, anywho, Jim Harbaugh. I think he's got he stares at you with like this. Yeah, you did good, man. He's got a grandpa like vibe. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, yeah. And he's a hard ass, so it kind of works. I think he's actually just an old man in an old man's body, but I mean more older than he actually is, if that makes sense. So
Things that stand out about being well coached is coaches teaching and players responding, and the result is.
Oh, I didn't say, hey, what's up, Papa
being
Johnny?
played
Welcome.
Being played good. I thought we really, just as a team, I thought we enjoyed
No,
playing.
you
I
have.
thought we played with the kind of joy that's when guys play their best. The challenge today, challenge tomorrow is to be better than we were yesterday.
Ooh,
Keep
oh.
attacking it. Go in, go back.
Come on, coach.
measure it,
Ooh.
and report it.
Dang, dude, he got
Strive to
wide
be better.
open.
That's our goal.
Whoa, dude, what number was that?
Guys play their best.
Whoever got
The
played
challenge
here,
today,
cut that dude.
challenge tomorrow.
Who's this
is to be
guy?
better than we were
Number
yesterday. Keep attacking it.
36?
Go back, go measure it.
Fired.
And report it.
Whoever's
and keep
36 on
striving
the
to be
Chargers,
better.
let me
That's,
check
That's
actually.
our goal.
Who's the 36?
To harp on all the details today, we even as a staff just
Holy
met with
hell,
them. I said,
number
I'm
36.
not going to use the word, but I want to be on there
On the Chargers?
about everything. Today was that like stone in the
Is
shoe
it
day.
Jasir Taylor?
coaching,
He's
and
not
it's part of the discipline
played,
of playing,
bro.
and for to find the right 53, it's not just physically the talent, it's the mental toughness, the fortitude, all those other
Something
things.
Taylor.
Can you be challenged? Can you be coached hard?
Yeah, we need to get better. Just strive to get better, coaches and players. If you can keep the hammer down and keep working.
I absolutely hate how good you are, man. You were so fucking good, and I hate it. If I could just take my finger and just. Is that too much? Too much?
working and detailing your work and not worrying about what's going on a play down the way here. Just focus on what your job is and get it done. Then you have a chance to get better. And so we've added some new things, and the coaches are working on detailing all of that. And the players are working hard to this point. They're working their tail off to try to master everything.
No, I don't think we've
to sit there and say somebody's won yet. I think they both had good moments. I'll go back. I think Gardner's had, several
Yeah, he's the
days
best
now where
player
he
that
made
I
some
hate.
plays, but then there's also some turnovers that show up that
I
we don't
agree
want to
with you.
have
He's-
happen as well. And again, when I look at Aiden, I see a guy that's throwing the ball accurate. I
Good.
see some drops.
Gotta
by
respect
wide
it. I mean, if they're
receivers.
good,
and I
they're
don't think it's
good.
just on the quarterbacks. I think overall our offensive play
Right,
has to
it's just-
pick up sense of urgency, wide receivers, O-line. Just all
Trade
the guys.
that
Again,
man to
go back
us.
to
Give us
their appearance,
Devontae, bro.
in the statement of training camp, they're going
We'll
against
throw
a
you
very
a
good
second
defense.
round pick
I think they're
right
feeling
now.
that, and I think it's good for our team, the
Right now.
competition part. But obviously, somebody again has to just step up, and we're getting closer and closer. And obviously, we're getting the game week mode a little bit as we get later in the week.
Really, it's just functioning, right?
I actually like Antonio Pierce. I did want them to hire him, not because I want them to hire him so they could fail, just because I actually liked his vibe and what he brings to the locker room. And hopefully he's good. And that's weird to say for a Raiders team, but I actually kind of want him to be good. However, I do not think that because their quarterbacks are Gardner, who is like a fringe starter, and O'Connell. O'Connell is also a fringe starter. I actually think he's better than a backup. I guess he's in that 32, 33 range for sure. I don't think he's that bad. I really don't. Maybe not 33, maybe like 30. Because I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the league either. So I really do like. But Brock Bowers has been a stud. Apparently they've been playing Brock Bowers everywhere, and he's just been outstanding. And that's the guy I really wanted. I know we have Kittle, but I feel like he was the prize of the draft.
Right. So it's the pre-snap mechanics of getting us up to the line.
Give
getting
up
us to the right
Mitchell and a
plays
second round
in
pick
the
for
run
Devontae
game,
Adams.
in the
Do it.
pass game. It's about throwing it to that
We
first
don't need
open
Mitchell.
guy within the time that we want. And
I
then
love it,
when
Mitchell,
the
but we don't
pocket
need
breaks apart, extending and making those extra plays, and so he's showing all those things, but I still think just in terms of getting our group polished, we're not
threw
there
the
yet.
ball,
We still have
Daddy.
strides to make as an offense as a
Mingo.
whole. I want for all of our groups, particularly the first group, to be able to function so it just looks like a really fine-tuned machine. And
That's
we're
not Brian
quite there
Burns.
right now in that regard. But I love the understanding
not
that we
Brian
have right now with our
Burns.
concepts. I love the execution part of it. I just think that there's another step in terms of getting up there quickly, being able to use our tools.
I enjoy this.
Bryce
time of
Young's
year.
got
There's
like no
something about the
emotion when he goes to
evaluation
ball. You see
period,
that? He's
looking at guys, the teaching and the learning that comes with football, the requirements of us coming to work and going out here and being able to get some things together. But football is fun. It's a great reminder for us that it is.
Look
what it
at
is.
those
We can feel the
feet,
excitement in the room.
dude.
It is absolutely outstanding that we get a chance to be together and be a part of this. And I just get fired up about all of that
That
stuff.
was some
I
good
feel like
feet.
the 24-year-old Raheem Morris that was able to go
London?
in 2002,
London?
go to his first training camp. It doesn't feel much
oh,
different.
oh.
It's
He's-
still
he's
fun.
going for the
It's still
crotch.
football. It's still what we love.
Really,
You
for the
see-
young
you
guys,
see
just
why
trying
this
to get
guy failed
acclimated
here?
to how fast.
Doesn't feel much different.
Why this
in the
corner
room. It
failed
is
here?
absolutely
Watch.
outstanding
I will
that we
show
get a
you
chance
exactly
to be
why
together and
this
be a part of
corner
this.
failed.
And I just get
Covering
fired up
this
about
wide
all of that
receiver.
stuff. I feel
A
like
fan
the
like me is
24-year-old
about to
Raheem
come out
Morris
and
that was
teach
able
you
to
why.
go in 2002, go to his first training camp. It doesn't feel much
Who? Why is he trying to grab his dick? Why is there some junk grabbing here? What's going on? Why is his legs, hands? I know you're supposed to be on the hips, but that's not his hips, man. His front of his body is not his hips. Okay? His hips are right side, bro. I can see the back of your hand right now. Same.
different. It's still fun. It's still football. It's still what we love.
Really, for the young guys.
But that is a
trying
good
to get
catch because he was all
acclimated
over
to
it.
how fast the game is going to be and making
Total reach
checks and
around to
lining
Papa
up
J.
the
I
right
agree.
way.
It was a
So
total
it
reach
was,
around.
It was a great mental
He was
day
like,
for
hey,
us
I'm gonna
being in
cover you.
camp for a week. You got to get used to your pads. You got to get used to the heat, and then you got to carry out your assignment. That's a work in progress. I'm really pleased with the mental approach these guys have come in with. We haven't had any sloppy days. We've had mental errors, but we haven't had any sloppy days, and guys are locked in and they're trying to get better.
I think we got to let these preseason games play it out. I think we're trying to determine if we have a backup
Bro's got a
quarterback on our
bounce.
roster right
Spencer
now. I think
Rattler
the
looks
signs
like a
that I like.
stud.
And yet,
He looks
I want to
good,
put him
but
in
then it gets
real life
preseason, so.
situations under the lights and see how both of these guys operate
Yeah, there's
in
Chase
that
Young.
environment. So I'm encouraged by what
Chase
I've
Young's
seen
got
out
a
of both
cake.
Spencer and Jake. And yet,
Jesus Christ,
we
that
have
dude's
made
gained
some
weight.
decisions there, and I want to see what they operate like under
I've
the
gained
lights.
weight too, so I
It's
can't really
all
say
in
much.
competitive spirit, right? We all love each other.
Hey, there's
work
CJ
well
Stroud.
together, but we also
Boom.
show that competitive fire as
A little
well.
behind him there.
They'll get us on some plays. We'll
A
get
little
them
too
on some
ahead of him,
plays.
bro.
So it's
You
a
can do
lot
better
of
than
back
that.
and forth, but as coaches, right, it's making sure we
Woo,
get as many
that was a good
different
pass.
looks as we can. So we're always working with each other to make sure we're sharpening, right, the offense.
Robert
giving them
Woods
what
is
they need
still
to give us
in
what
the
we need on
league?
particular plays. So when coaching staff are
What?
working together, that's how you make your team better. And we have a really tight coaching staff.
DeMarco,
I want guys to feel like when they come into work,
Ryan's
it's a place they enjoy coming
man,
to.
dude.
It's with people they enjoy working with. And I've always
There's
told these
Willis.
guys that there's a
Talk about
guys
Willis.
that play loose
Mayo
and
Man.
aggressive tend to play better. I want guys to play free and play fast. And so that's probably a byproduct of those things. And
Mayo
the
Man
one thing I'll
releases
say about our
fragrance, by the
team,
way.
and kind of top to bottom, really from every group, is these guys
Guessed
work.
it.
They work
Mayonnaise
hard, and
scented.
they practice hard. This is a really hard practicing team. Not at any point have I ever felt like we needed to kind of kick it off. I
Hard
mean, they come out and
practicing
they put the
team.
helmet on and they go, and it's really impressive. It's a testament to all those guys and how hard they work. So I think they have a relaxed perspective in terms of we can go play fast and play free. There's no shortage of intensity when they come to work, and I think that's a really good balance to have.
How we practice is how we make us. That was it. How we practice, how we make us. It's a long season, but we got to do it every day in practice. Training camp, week 1.
That
week
dude
3,
looks like
week
his
4,
arm
week
is
6,
about to
week
go
17.
with the ball.
We got to practice our tails off, and that's how we're going to get better. Yeah, a lot more comfortable. You're going into year 2, just everything, the operations, coming over here
Who's
for
number
training camp
10?
for the second time. It's great. Knowing
Number
the
10
players,
just
you got a
Jefferson
full year
legs.
with the players, knowing their personalities is huge. So coming out here,
Yeah, that's
feel
all
really
right.
comfortable with our team. Again,
That was
we're
okay,
super excited
Pittman.
about
You did all
what
right.
we got going.
Still installing, still learning, still teaching, progressing.
Bruh.
Okay. It's obviously we're not a finished product, and we just continue to learn and grow and work in different combinations up front in the O-line, working different combinations at receivers and running backs. Just we're still in this developmental phase, developing.
Come on, number 7, really sell it. He's
As
like,
we get going deeper into camp, we'll get more specific on
Come on, Thomas.
lineups and things like that. They're going to happen typically at this time. You would say defense.
I can't believe, I still can't believe we let the Jaguars off the hook for drafting not Tracy Walker, but that guy we just saw, Walker. I can't remember his first name. He played for Georgia, and they picked him over Aiden Hutchinson, and it's absolutely crazy that happened. I'm so shocked. Trent Baalke, I'm so glad he's no longer for our GM. Trent Baalke was a nightmare, bro. I can't believe he did that. You had Aiden Hutchinson, and you went for this dude. It's freaking crazy, bro.
It's always been that way, and any turnovers can be cause for concern, but we continue to coach and teach, and but on the other side of it, that's what you want your defense to do.
Yeah, they look yoked, brother.
Kind of stuck in
They
the
look yoked. That's the end of training camp. Okay.
When you get your
That was the last of it. When you get your American tool, what amazes me, watching other leagues, the physical difference between the teams and the players. Our players look yoked up. They definitely do, man. They look fit as fuck, bro. Well, especially Christian McCaffrey and Nick Bosa definitely are pushing that train. Debo's gotten more fit. I think everybody really looks pretty good in camp right now, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah. Anyway, that was the training camp highlights. There weren't really highlights. They're really just head coach talking. And it's like there were some highlights in there. They need to change the name of that video because that was a bunch of bullshit. I thought there was because I've watched the beginning of it and I was like, okay, maybe it's just a little bit of coaches talk and then we're going to see some, cool shit later. That didn't happen. So I apologize, guys. I'm going to change the name of this video because that did not happen. But we did learn some things. We saw some things. We had some good conversation here and there. But yeah. Jay, even Brock Purdy looks like the most fit quarterback. I know, dude. He looks great. It's probably because he actually is able to work out and actually be himself this offseason compared to other off seasons. Because obviously the injury, and then him being a rookie the first year and all that. So it's good to know that he's actually able to take full advantage of the offseason and really give it 110% and actually and it's really cool to see that he's putting his body. He's actually taking care of his body too and pushing his body so that he could be a more mobile quarterback. I think that's cool. He's always looking for ways. Compared to other quarterbacks we've ever had, that honestly, he seems to be, he's very aware. He's aware of the situation. He's aware of what he needs to be a good quarterback. He knows what to say. He's great at the podium. He's great as a quarterback. I mean, seriously, better than Jimmy, all their posture, everything. Brock Purdy's just so good at communication, and he's just so good at his awareness of the situation and the urgency at that too. So, and the brotherhood that he wants to have. He constantly talks about the brotherhood. He's not sitting there like, I need to get better, and just thinks of like motivational quotes, you know, stuff like that, like Jalen Hurts does, or talk about like, yeah, we'll get it. I don't want like Dak Prescott saying, oh, I don't want that hat. I want the one where I win the Super Bowl crap. He's not that kind of type of quarterback. He's fully aware of the situation and just talks and gives you actually a cool, collected, well-informed answer. Usually, he doesn't give you eye contact. That's the one thing I've noticed. Like in his interviews, he doesn't do eye contact, but he still gives you direct answers. He looks off somewhere else, and then he just goes. And I like that. I think Brock Purdy, honestly, he could have been terrible at the podium. I still would have liked him, but like I actually might want to buy his jersey. I don't buy jerseys because in the NFL, nobody really lasts very long. And I'm kind of waiting for like more of, and I wanted to, when I buy my jersey that I really want to buy, because I don't own any jerseys. You know, I don't spend money on jerseys or anything like that. I do spend money on memorabilia like hats and a couple fun things like keychains and stuff like that for my car and all that crap. But Brock Purdy's actually especially since he's going to be our franchise quarterback, seems like might need to invest in that one. So I truly believe in this quarterback. I truly do. So anyway, I just went on a total fucking rant about Brock Purdy and his podium stuff for absolutely no reason. So anyway, thank you, Papa J, for the conversation, man. I totally appreciate it. To everyone else who sees this video, Papa J says same. To everyone who sees this video later on, please like the video if you like it. And all love, fam. I'll see you next video. Oh, good night. Good night. If I didn't end the video. Oh, good night.